Governor Kathy Hochul, here's what her plan is. You listen, the migrants, they put them in these tents. They give them big screen TVs and PlayStations and air conditioning and all that, heat. That's not good enough for them. But if you, by God, say anything on social media wrong and you live in the state of New York, play clip number 1.
Also, we're very focused on the data we're collecting from surveillance efforts. Ugh. What's being said on social media platforms. And we have launched an effort to be able to counter some of the negativity and reach out to people when we see hate speech being spoken about on online platforms. Our media analysis, our social media analysis unit has ramped up its monitoring of sites to catch incitement to violence, direct threats to others. And all this is in response to our desire, our strong commitment to ensure that not only do New Yorkers be safe, but they also feel safe.
Did her programming glitch out?
Yeah, she glitched. She's a lizard person, so that's what happens.
Did she glitch out or something? Like
because she can't believe the shit that's coming out of her mouth. That's, I mean, honestly, what this does.
Bitch right here, dude.
it scares people. So you got to think about it, right? Yourself, me, Frank, we talk, and we've already realized that everything we say and our opinions are out in the real world, right? Not a big deal. But the average person is like, holy crap, if I say something on Twitter, on Facebook, they're going to come knocking on my door, and they actually might do it. We almost had a British veteran on the show. I think he did some meme with the trans flag, and they arrested him, and he went to trial, and I lost contact with him because all his stuff was taken down. But that's what I said. Remember, keep that 2 years down the line. People can't be afraid of this. We have the First Amendment. If that means people are going to break down your door because you're exercising it, then I guess that's what you have to do. Because if you remember, we had people called the Founding Fathers who took everything they had and they put it on the Declaration of Independence. They signed, John Hancock signed his signature big so no one would mistaken who's the guy that was actually outspoken. You have to speak out. You have to not let these people bully you into this. I get really passionate about this. Sorry.
We have to
keep,
we got to keep talking but while we still can. It's funny because every time I go and do the podcast with Kevin, I leave the house and I tell my wife and kids, I'll see you in a little bit. And my wife will always say the same thing. She'll say, have fun and be safe. I says, well, I can't be safe. If I'm safe, then I'm not saying anything.
Exactly.
I can't be safe. So it's what scares me is they don't understand, like them trying to police speech for the words and the things that they don't like. And they will tailor it to be like, well, that's the incitement to violence. That's the incitement to violence. That's the hate speech. It's fine now because that pendulum is swinging this way in their direction because it's words they don't like. It's going to swing back. So it's...
Well... It always does, right? Yeah. It always tends to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I look at stuff like this. I look at stuff like this and I go, it pisses me off. I'm not going to stop talking.
No.
Yeah.
We've already been labeled domestic terrorists. I mean, hell, the soccer moms at the school board meetings were, the attorney general's already called them domestic terrorists and a threat to society. Even Frank, we're all considered white. What's the phrase now? We're not white nationalists. We're white supremacists.
Yeah.
And so, it's not based on the color of your skin. It's the words that come out of your mouth, right? That's how they're gonna, dictate to you all these things. So I mean, we're just a step away from the train cars and the gas chambers. I mean, Hillary Clinton came out. That's exactly right. Hillary Clinton came out in an interview 2 weeks ago talking about how we need to be re-educated and reprogrammed. So shit. I mean, let's go.
I mean, when it
said re-education, she should have just said re-education camps.
Yeah.
She should have just said it.
I mean, she did. Yeah. It's just in her Orwellian language. I mean, it comes down to you just can't. You have to speak up. Like when I was going to take when I was debating where to take the job over on Kumia's network, we had to sit there and say, this could have implications. Yeah. And then it was both my wife and I sort of said, fine. I'm not saying anything horrible, bad. I'm saying truth. And as long as what I know in my heart is the truth and I'm not being hateful, then, I mean, even if I was being hateful, it's called the First Amendment.
For a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not I don't know. These people make me sick.
All right.